Welcome! This video will walk you through one simple workflow for adding links to additional resources for students within your Moodle site. This workflow helps you create short lists of additional resources that your students can access from your course Moodle page. It will also allow you to see which resources students are accessing most frequently during the semester, which may provide helpful information as you prepare throughout the semester. You'll want to start by adding a label to help separate your additional resources from your regular course resources. And so for this example, we'll just be putting a label under each Moodle topic section here that lists something like helpful resources, and then we'll start putting the resources below there. So go ahead and add an activity or resource and select label. And for your label text, go ahead and type something that will make these resources stand out to students. So helpful resources or something of that nature. And then go ahead and highlight this and choose a heading size to put on this label. So we'd suggest heading H4, which just makes sure that your site is organized in a way that's more accessible to screen readers. So that makes sure that the hierarchy of headers on your Moodle site's main page is structured well and accessible to students who are using screen readers or other assistive technologies. So highlight this text and select heading type H4 in your set. And that will also make sure that this heading isn't too big or too small. Then save and return to course. And we should see then that this label got added at the end of this section here. And after the label, we can go ahead and add whatever files or links or anything you need to add there for as resources. So let's say you found a link, for example, to a YouTube video that you want students to be able to watch as an additional resource for the course. To add that, simply select Add an Activity or Resource, again in the topic section that you want to add the activity, and pick URL, click Add. And then give your link a name here. So go ahead and call this National Geographic video. Sometimes I like to put in brackets the site that it's pointing out to, just so students know where they're going to be taken when they click the link. And this name is what's visible on your Moodle site's main page then. So pick a name that students will recognize and that will make them recognize what that link is pointing to. And then go ahead and copy the URL from the resource or web page. Could also be your web page, it doesn't have to be YouTube. And you're going to want to paste that into the external URL box here. And once you've done that, just go ahead and save and return to course. And you'll see that that video got added underneath this label for helpful resources, and students can access that. You can also add files as an additional resource. So for example, if you have an additional reading or an image file or a presentation that you want to make available to students as an optional resource, you can upload that and add it here. So go ahead and select Add an Activity or Resource and choose File Resource. Give your file a name. And then you can select the file. So if you click this button, you can go ahead and search your computer for wherever the file is stored. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to just drag and drop. So I'm going to head out to my desktop. You can see that in the screencast here, but I grabbed this from my desktop and I'm just dragging and dropping it into this box here. And the file will be uploaded. Then save and return to course. And again, you should see a link to this file show up right where we added it here. And if you need to move around the order of these resources, simply drag and drop and the order will change. If you need to move them to different weeks, you can also drag them between different weeks. Oh, one other thing we should point out, if you want to copy this label and use it in subsequent weeks, you don't have to recreate this every time. You can use this label and simply duplicate it. So edit and duplicate. And you'll get two copies of that label, and one of them you can just drag down and use for the next topic section. Oops. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game here. And you could duplicate that again and use that copy and put it into your next section. So that's a really easy way to reuse a label from week to week. So now let's say you've gone ahead and added these few additional resources for students, and you're curious to see which resources students are actually clicking into throughout the semester. This information is actually relatively simple to access in Moodle. From the administration sidebar block over here, all you have to do is click on Reports, and activity report. And here you'll be able to see a nice overview of how many times each resource and activity has been clicked on. And this is just a sample site, so this isn't really accurate information here, but these are just simply view counts for each of the resources that are on the page. One quick note, these view counts also do include clicks from instructors and TAs to the site, so you'll want to keep that in mind when you're analyzing these view counts, but it is a really nice, simple overview of which resources are most popular with students and get a sense of how students are actually using these additional resources that you're providing. All right, so that's it. That is an easy way to start linking and adding additional resources within your Moodle site. Good luck and happy Moodling!